Hello everyone. So as you can tell, like it says in the introduction, I am doing just the face today, and I did this as a request from my friends. So I'm going to be talking about some products that I use on my face, and to start off I'm going to explain what kind of texture I have on my face. So I have a combination of oily and dry skin. Probably good sometimes like during the summer, but during the winter I do get more dry. Throughout the day I tend to get oily depending on what I'm doing. If I'm just, you know, sitting around not doing really much of anything, I don't get oily, but usually it's in my T-zone right here, so like my nose, my chin, my forehead, I get oily there. That's the most. My outer portions are always dry, all right here. So for that, my main thing, since I hate being dry, like right now I haven't put on anything at all. My skin feels really cracked, like irritated, it kind of stings sometimes. So I haven't put anything on, but most of the time, like almost every day, I put on a moisturizer. When you put on a moisturizer, make sure it's something suitable for your skin. We all have different skin types. You need to, most of us don't know what kind of skin type we are. I didn't know what type of skin type I was in the very beginning when I first started. So I've been where you have been, but just noticing maybe a little bit how you are throughout the day, just pinpointing, oh yeah, I do get oily, or yeah, I am a little dry than oily. Either some people are very only dry, some people are only oily, and some people are a combination like I am. So for today, as I'm going to start, I'm going to put on a moisturizer to go ahead and moisten up my skin since it's very dry. First, I like to do a mist, and with the mist I'm using a Prep and Prime by MAC, which is Fix Plus, and it's just, technically it's just water. So I'm just going to moisten my face, and it's just like a travel size. So I'm just hydrating my face. Whew, probably put a little too much there. So I'm doing that, and my lips are dry, so let me put some lip balm on. As you could tell, I did put on a lot, but like I said, my face is like really dry. So on top of a spray that I usually do, I'm going in with a moisturizer. I don't normally do this one because I use another one, which is by First Aid. It's a very light moisturizer, and that helps my skin, and that one is said to be used with all skin types. And I like that one, but I'm out of that one, so I'm going to use a different one, and I'm going to use Glamglow, and this is in the color Nude Glow, and it's just a moisturizer, and I kind of like it if you want to put it underneath your foundation because it gives you a very nice glow. So I'm going to go ahead and dab that in. And if you don't want to use your fingers, you don't have to. You could use a sponge, or you could use a brush so you're not touching your face. If you do touch your face, please wash your hands. The same as like when they tell you wash your hands before you eat, wash your hands before you touch your eyes. You have germs on your hands, and if you touch your face frequently, you will get those germs, microbes into your skin, in your pores, and that's how you are prone to get more pimples on your face. So very crucial in doing that. So I did, as you could tell, it gives me kind of like a highlight, a glow on my face. Okay, so after doing that, again, more moisture, girl, because my skin needs it. So I did that. Now another thing that I use, and this is what I'm going to use to prime my face today, and it's the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Neutralizer, and this is a base hydrating primer, and it looks like so. So I mostly use this with matte foundations, mattifying foundations, and I will put this on my T-zone most of the time because that's normally where I just put it. even though I put it there, I do spread it out all over my face. And I do hydrate my skin before the mattifying, because if you have a mattifying foundation, you will have dry patches on your skin from the foundation, and you do not want that. It would be more skid-like. Like you have smooth areas and then you have dry patches, and it's very noticeable, and you do not want that. So you want a very smooth canvas on your face. So I did that, I primed. Okay, foundation wise, I will be going in with Estee Lauder Double Wear, and even though this is kind of a matte foundation, I do like to have my foundation stay in place. I do not like it to look so oily and greasy. I do like it when it looks glowy, but not where it shows like if my oil's seeping through. Like I said with the foundation, Estee Lauder Double Wear, I'm in Desert Beige, and with that today I am actually going to use a damp sponge, and this is from Real Techniques. I dampened it, I put it under running water, squeezed it out, all the excess water, and it's pretty big, squishy, and this will help bring moisture back into my skin. So I am going to dab this all over my face. When you choose a foundation, you want to make sure that you choose one that would be very well for your skin type. Not only for your skin type, but for choosing the color, you want to choose one that matches your neck. You don't want your face a lighter color than your whole body. So try to match to your neck or your collarbone, so you don't have a white face and a darker body, or a whiter body and a darker face. You just want to make sure you have a very even canvas. So now I'm going to use a sponge and I'm going to dab all this. Now I believe this is a medium to full coverage foundation, so you could build this foundation up if you'd like, which I probably will, but you have to do it per layer. You have to wait about a minute to let it dry, and then you can add more. So I'm dragging that foundation down so that you don't have a harsh line going right here of your foundation and then your actual skin color. You need to bring it down and blend it. Okay, so I did that. Now, as you can see, I still have a few red spots, and I'm going to try my best to cover that up. Usually I'm easygoing. I don't really like to be all caked up. If you need to, you could use concealer to cover that up if it doesn't work. But usually I could go away with just using foundation. Okay, now that I have my foundation all blended, I am going in with a concealer, and this is the Tarte Shape Tape, which I'm going to go under the under eyes, and I'm in the color light medium, and this will help with the under eyes, the black under eyes that show that you haven't slept, or that you're stressed out, or you just, I don't know, whatever's going on in your life. So you want to add that under your eyes, as so. You don't want to add it just right here. You want to even it out like so. And don't forget your inner corner area right here of your eye. I bring it down my nose because sometimes I get red right here. And I have a blemish right here, which I just covered. So I'm gonna do one eye first. And I'm going to blend it in also with the sponge and just tapping motions. Don't drag, just pounce. So as you could see, this is a concealed eye and this is not. It looks much brighter, and my blemish, you could still see it because it's probably, it's a bump. So, but the redness is technically gone. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish the other eye. putting some on my chin because I have a blemish there too and I want to cover it up. Okay, so I am done with my under eyes, at least concealing. With the concealer, since I already concealed, I did this blemish here and this one here, just tapped with whatever excess I had on the sponge, and usually that helps to clear off the redness. You don't want to put too much either because then it'll probably look cakey and you do not want that. So I just did a little bit. So now I'm going to put on some translucent powder, and this will help set the concealer to my face so my under eyes don't crease, and to help brighten it just a little bit more. And I'm using the Translucent by Laura Mercier, and I'm going to use this with the sponge too. So I'm using the flat side, the sponge. I'm tapping out my creases before I set with the powder. And I'm going to add this all over where I put the concealer. And ladies, also when you use a concealer, make sure that it's not so light to your actual skin color. You might want it maybe 1 shade or 2 shades lighter than your actual skin color. Or even if you don't want that highlight on your high points of your face, that's fine. If you want it almost like the same natural color of the foundation, go with it. It's whatever your preference is. But I like to go a little bit lighter to have a little brightened under eye. And when you do that, just make sure not to go too light, and just do something that might be not so heavy under your under eye, something that won't crease as much for you. We all have different skin types, so my method may not work with you. So just trial and error. Work with whatever you have, either it be in drugstore, high-end, just find whatever you think is good for you. There are very good drugstore concealers that work, as well as foundations, setting powders, all that stuff. Also, if you don't know what you want, just go ahead and get samples. Get samples. A lot of places offer samples. Try out the samples before you actually buy the product. That way, so you don't have to be returning the product and be like, I don't like it, I want to try something else. That prevents the burden of you having to go back and repurchasing something else. So now I'm going to go in with the Sephora brush, and this is kind of like a powder brush. Yes, it's a small powder brush, and this actually came in a packet. So I'm just going to take that powder again, and that powder actually comes like this, and I'm just going to put it on the rest of my face. Now, as you can tell, I have blank canvas. I need to bring some color back into my face. So I like to use bronzers. You could use a darker shade of your skin. You don't want to go too brown. You want to stick into the grayish, ashy tone bronzers. And right now my favorite one is the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion. And this is in the color 15i. And I like to use this Morphe brush. It's a kind of like a round brush, and it fits very perfectly in this area. I don't really like to contour that much. Contouring is where you like carve out your cheeks a lot. My everyday uses when I do this, I just like to bronze up. I don't like to go into contouring that much. Just bronze up the face to show a little bit of your cheeks and to slim the face. This is somewhat like my shade, tad bit darker, and I'm going to put it on my forehead, on my cheeks, and a little bit on my chin. Okay, tap, and then tap the excess. And like I've said before, when I put this on, I like to tap it in, like so, and not sweeping it because I tend to get skid marks when I apply it. See what difference it makes from one cheek to the other? So I'm doing my jawline that way so you can make your face slimmer, and if you have a double chin like sometimes I do, this will help with your double chin. But like I said, you do not want to go so harsh where you look like you have a beard on your face. You do not want that. So you want to make sure you blend it out. So for now, this might be a little too harsh for me, but I will be blending it out. I'm going in with an angled brush by Sephora. It looks like so, and it's called the Angled Blush brush. I'm going to use that for my blush. Self-explanatory, right? And I'm going in with Royal by Tarte. It looks like so. And I'm gonna put this on the apples on my cheeks. And again, when you dip into it, tap the brush. You want to get the excess off and then dab. You also want to dab with this because you do not want to get any skid marks where it applies and there's a line and applies and a line. So you want to dab. So I'm done with the blush. Now is where I use a dual fiber brush, and it's a brush like this. It has a white tip and it has black hair also. And this helps to blend everything out where you think you might have gone a little heavy-handed on your face. So I do this in circular motions or back and forth because I'm not applying any product to this. I'm just blending it out and trying to take off any excess I have on my face. Try to evenly distribute it. So I will be going on my cheeks because you do not want any harsh lines. Like the same with your eyes. When you're doing your eyes, you do not want any harsh lines also on your face. And take your time. Don't be such in a rush because then you could mess up or go out looking funky, and you don't want that. Technically, if you wanted, we could just stop here, but I personally like my highlight. So I will be using a fan brush, and a lot of people use different brushes, but a fan brush looks like this, and this is from Smashbox. This is like the travel size. And for my highlighter, I will be using Becca highlighter in Moonstone is what it's called. It looks like this. Looks so pretty. So I'm going to grab, tap off, and I'm going to add onto my cheeks. And you want to add this to the highest point of your cheeks to add that glow. Like, can you see that highlight come through? I add some to the highest point of my nose, right there, and my lips to emphasize my Cupid's bow there. Now that I have that done, if it's too harsh for you, you could go back with the dual fiber brush and blend it out. Also with my highlighters, I like to sometimes use them and go into the inner corner to add more highlight but to open up the eyes. So I'm just using my finger and adding right there. See? It just brightens up the eye more. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish up my eyes off camera and we'll finish up with the face in a moment, okay? Okay, so I'm finished with the eyes and I already did my lips. So the last step that I usually like to do in my last two videos, technically I forgot, but I always do this, is use either the MAC Fix Plus again, or I've been using the Urban Decay All Nighter, and this is a setting spray. I use this as a setting spray too. The reason why I use this is because you put on powder, you put on the concealer, you put on the blush, bronzer, all the powder stuff mostly. You could do this to mesh it all together. This will help set the powders so that it looks like your natural face, so that you don't see all that specks of powder all over your face. So this will help. So you want to do it all over your face. Drench it if you have to. But and this also, for the setting spray, this helps last longer and I really love it. And there you go. That's what you have for the face. I hope you like it. If you have any other questions on concealers, foundations, blushes, bronzers, just please tell me in the comments below. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video, okay? Give me any suggestions, just leave them in the comments below, okay? Thank you. Bye.